Assalamu alaikum, I'm Arfa and welcome to Fried and Tasted. All the recipes here are tried and tested. So today I'm making a very common American sandwich, Philly cheese steak, but with a twist. So an ideal Philly cheese steak has thin sliced beef in it along with a lot of cheese wrapped into a long bun roll. Something like you can imagine like a hot dog bun, but it's even bigger and thicker, so it's like this much big. But I've like modified it. What I'm doing is that instead of using thin sliced beef steaks, I will be using ground meat. And instead of using a store-bought bread, I have made a homemade dough, and I will be like stuffing this the meat mixture inside it and baking it all together. You can modify it in your way. Like you can like stuff this mixture into a French loaf or a baguette or just the regular bread slices and make it into like a normal sandwich, like regular bread, and put the stuffing on it and put a lot of cheese and then the other bread slice, just a regular sandwich, as easy to prepare. In either way, don't compromise with cheese because that is really important as it is a cheese steak. So let's get started. So first I'll go through the ingredients for the dough. Here I've taken some all-purpose flour, olive oil, some warm milk. Then again I have some lukewarm water here for proofing the yeast, some sugar, 1 egg, some salt and a good quality yeast. So I will start with preparing the dough. It's the same dough that I used to prepare the chicken roast buns. So in lukewarm water, the temperature somewhere around 110 to 120 Fahrenheit, I have added some sugar, and to it I have added some yeast, and then just give it a nice mix. Cover it with a cloth and let it proof for like 15 minutes. In a big mixing bowl here, I have taken all-purpose flour. Into it I'm adding some oil. It's the olive oil that I'm adding in it. Some salt. And I'm also going to crack 1 egg in it. And here the yeast has proofed very nicely. I'm going to add all of it in the dough, and then I'll start kneading it gradually by adding milk only as it is required. Check the hardness of dough and add milk accordingly. I have kneaded a soft and smooth dough, and now I'm just taking some oil on my palm and grease it all over the dough so it does not stick to the bowl. Cover it and let it rise. In the meanwhile, I will prepare the stuffing. So for the filling here, I have taken some minced lamb. You can also use minced beef. And I have some colored bell peppers and onion cut into squares, some chopped garlic, salt, red chili sauce. You can use the green chili sauce too. Oil for cooking, and then for the seasoning I have cumin powder, some dry Italian herbs, some paprika, and then a lot of cheese. And I'll be adjusting. I might need more cheese, so let's see how it goes. But obviously, like, you can adjust the cheese according to how much you like it. But since it is Philly cheese steak, so we really need a lot of cheese in it. For the stuffing, in a skillet I have taken some oil and it is on high flame. To it I'm adding the square cut veggies, which are the colored bell peppers and the onions, and I'm just going to saute it. In 4 to 5 minutes they will get these brown spots, and then I'll just take them out. In the same skillet on medium flame, here I have taken some more oil, and to it I'm going to saute some chopped garlic. Within 1 minute, this garlic will get these brown spots on them, and then I'm adding this ground meat and saute it too for 1 minute. And now in it I'm adding some water, Cover the lid and let it cook for at least 25 to 30 minutes because we want the meat to be completely cooked, and keep checking the water in between. The mixture has become completely dry, the water has evaporated, and now I'm adding the seasoning. So I have added salt, some cumin powder, the mixed herbs, paprika. Give it a nice mix. And now I'm going to add the red chili sauce in it and mix this too. Our mixture is almost ready. So now I'm adding these sauteed veggies in it and also the grated cheese. Like I said before, you have to add a lot of cheese in it. And I'll just turn off the flame, mix it, and let the cheese melt in its own heat. I have kept the mixture to cool down, and in the meanwhile I'll check the dough. So the dough has risen very nicely, and I'll just punch it down. So here I have made a dough ball, a small one. You can make as big as you want. I was making it for my daughter, so I made a small one, and then I will just roll it out and try to give it a rectangular shape. In a bowl I have taken some of the mixture, and to it I have added some more cheese, and I'm placing a good amount of stuffing right in the middle of the rectangle. And now I will lift up one side of the flap, stretch it out on the stuffing, like covering it with it, and stretch the other side also, make slits in it, and start wrapping it over the first flap, giving it the shape like this. I have prepared the egg wash by mixing egg and a little bit milk together, and I'm using it to stick the flaps together. So I have already preheated the oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit, and I have transferred this loaf into a baking tray lined with silicone sheet or a parchment paper. And here I am greasing the egg wash on top of it. This egg wash gives a very nice golden shiny glaze. Once again, make sure that the flaps are tightly stuck. And I'll just sprinkle some white sesame seeds on top of it, and then bake it for around 10 to 12 minutes depending on the size of the loaf. If the loaf is bigger, you might have to bake it for a longer time.